Okay, Ray Floro here again with Kevin Finn. This is the second lesson in the series of videos that I'm going to make. The first video, which last one, we concentrated on vertical strikes of Grandmaster Illustrissimo. They call it bug suck. We went through the subtleties, the details of that. And that was his bread and butter. That was his bread and butter strike, and that's my bread and butter strike. It's one of the most effective techniques I've ever learned, and it's one of the most simplest. Pairing that with today's lesson, which is all about thrusting. I don't know many people who does thrusting in the Filipino martial arts, but I incorporate it a lot. I guess it's because of my fencing background, but I find it is one of the most effective techniques. Used in the right time, it's a brilliant way to get your shots in. It's a brilliant way to open up the opponent to get, to set them up for a shot. And even from a sparring point of view, I can hit someone hard. Yes, it will hurt, but a thrust done properly, timed properly, really hurts. I mean, sometimes the protective equipment doesn't even do anything. So that's why I like it, especially with students like Kevin. Okay, so with thrusting, it's gone through an evolution in the way I've used it. At first, I used to grip it like this. See, Grandmaster Illustrissimo tend to grip the stick like this with the last three fingers, with the thumb and forefinger loose. And towards time, and just recently, I've actually gone back to my fencing ways where I grip the stick with these three fingers and the thumb. So the three fingers and the thumb actually pinch and kind of pushes the handle into the palm of my hand rather than loose like that. I find that by gripping it like that, I can get a stronger thrust and I can get a more accurate thrust, especially when you're evading your opponent's blade, which we'll go through later. It's just more maneuverable, okay? And I find that upon impact, it's less jarring on the hands and the wrists. Before, when I used to do that, when I thrust, I used to thrust straight on like this, much like we did in fencing. So what I did was I lined the stick up to my forearm, so it's one straight line. Now, I still have that habit which I'm trying to break, and my students have been using that because that's how I taught them. I'm trying to wean them out of that habit. Now, the reason for that is I did a HEMA, Historical European Martial Arts, a HEMA lesson with Paul Wagner, who's an authority on that. And we did the small sword. I wanted rapier, but small sword was less complicated. And I started holding it like that, and he showed me that it is a weak grip. So, I mean, if my first lesson with him was I was holding it like that, just hold it like that. And the first thing he said, well, that's a weak grip because that's all I need to do. And you let go of it, and true enough, okay? And I find that by holding it in line, there's times when I timed my thrust so perfectly that as Kevin's going in, especially with Kevin, as he was going in, I would go in as well, and he would actually walk into my thrust. It's really, the sensation is fantastic from my point of view, not from his. But what happens there is when the contact's made, my wrists bends this way, and at that time I actually sprained my wrist. It took a few months to heal. So what grip do we use now? Instead of this grip, what Paul showed me is this grip. Okay, again, for the three fingers and the thumb pinching it, but instead of lined up, which is in Olympic fencing, there's now a slight kink to it, and it's just a lot more. It's like a more secure grip. Like I can thrust, and there's no strain on my wrist, and it's actually a lot more powerful. The thrust. The nice thing is, sometimes it goes here and slides there under the mask into the throat. I don't know, I think it's funny, but not for him. Okay, so, but this is the way I thrust now, okay? So, the grip is important because with thrusting, if you don't get it right and things are timed wrongly, you will injure yourself. Unlike striking like this, I mean, that's pretty easy. I use thrusting sparingly. Yes, I can spar purely on thrusting, and we do that as a sparring exercise, which is fun, where we do spar full contact, but we're only allowed to thrust. And I actually recommend you do that. But in real life, the thrust is a lower percentage technique than a strike. Now, a strike's a little easier, there's margin for error, okay? Whereas a thrust, if you time it wrong, and your distance is wrong, what will happen is you go here and it'll pass and you are so open. And it's so hard to recover from a thrust. So, it needs practice, but to me, it's one of the most effective techniques in your arsenal. I also have a theory. Those empires, those armies in the past that thrusted a lot tend to win more. Like, for example, the Romans with their gladius, they took over the world. The Spanish with their rapiers, they thrusted. The Macedonian spears. So to me, the empires or the armies that thrusted a lot kind of dominated. Then you'll say, what about the Mongols? They thrusted a lot. Well, they used bows and arrows, which is a flying thrust. Okay, anyway, besides the point, I'm not a historian. All right, so the technique itself. You've got your grip. The grip is important. In fact, the thumb's sort of on top. The trajectory of my thrust is not like this, okay? It used to be. But what it is now, it's like a strike. But the strike then turns into thrust, which is really good because when you're doing the bagsap or the downward strike, which we covered in lesson 1, you can either strike or slash, then you can disguise that into a thrust, which is really good because the angle, the timing changes, and it's kind of like especially in sparring, it's like a Muay Thai T, you know, just keeping distance. So the mechanics of it, you're on guard. It looks like a strike. Then you press in. Okay. Now this isn't just arm action. You'll need footwork and body movement as well. That's why it's so hard. Whereas with the slashing or the cutting, you can just do it. With the thrusting, you need a bit more. But the arm movement is there. You always move the arm first before the leg or the body. Okay, that's how you do not telegraph. Okay, if I do it the other way, I telegraph, and if I do it the other way, I'll actually miss. Okay, so from here down there. Now in reality, this is where I'm going to go. I'm going to pick one eyeball or the other, or I like the throat. Okay, but for practice there. Practice there. Now, I mean, that hurts. You can give me a target there. You can practice like this. Look at the point, how it's kind of you're like casting a fishing rod. But not from here, from here. See? See, even then, that last one, I went a bit too far. Okay, old habits. There, that's better. There. There, that's the thrust. And at the end, there's that little tweak with your hands that you can use, see? I mean, you can hear it. I mean, that's a pretty hard thrust. So that's your thrust. That's your thrust. That's your thrust. See, there's your strike there. Strike there, and there's your thrust. Striking, thrusting, striking, thrusting. So over here. I'm laboring this point because a lot of my students, I will show them how to do it, but then they'll kind of do this, because when you're thrusting, you're thinking thrusting is this way. That's the instinctive way of thinking about it, but it's kind of like a fishing rod, like you're fly fishing. So from this angle, that's all you want. That's all you want. The fingers and thumb tighten. Okay, so from there, there it is. So you can even do that, see? I do that intentionally because I want a reaction. So if you're on guard, I do this, you're going to roof block, then I'm going to go under the roof block, you see. Okay. Now you notice that, you see how I kind of fell forward? I don't go like this, just do the rip block. I don't go like this. I went like this, then I leaned, then I fell forward. Okay, like I say, the hands move first, the arms move first, then the body. That's the last thing. Bam, then the leg. All right? You notice it's the rear leg that moved. Because if I'm here and I do that, I've already telegraphed. Because once my shoulder moves, see that little move, they know I'm coming. Whereas from here, the shoulder's not moving. It's not telegraphing. Now my arms nearly at full extension, then the body comes in. Notice I'm nearly reaching him. I've reached him and I just catch my weight. That's how I do most of my strikes. I don't go like this. A lot of people do that. A lot of people like to do that. A lot of people do that. Okay. Now there's a time where, because of my fencing background, I'll go like this. Then my foot follows. That's perfectly okay. That's the lunge. That's the fencing lunge. From here, then I move in. But that's really hard to do. I found that my students, because they don't have that fencing background, find it hard to do that. What they'll do this, or they just can't get that right. But if you want to try it, what it is hand extension, arm extension, toe up, kick the heel out. Now, I say toe up because when you put the toe up, you can kick the heel out like this. So it's like you're walking and you slip over on a banana peel. Okay? That's what you want. You don't want to lift up the leg, because if I lift up my legs, watch my shoulders, it's, see, doing that, which is what a lot of people do, okay? Whereas if I do that, see how my shoulders are level, it doesn't go like this. So from there, there. So when I'm here, it's kind of like one continuous straight line. It's like I've got a roof right there where I can't go up, where I just go in. And it's a lot less telegraphic as compared to like that. Okay, so the thrust looks like that. Notice it doesn't do this. Okay, that's incorrect. It's kind of like stays the same angle. I mean, you can arc it a bit for the fake, but then it lands like that. Okay, here then thrusting, here then lunging, here then stepping. Okay, here then stepping. All right. There's two ways to do the lunge. Long range, where let's just go over here, back here. Where from here, okay. See, notice that I'm about that much away from him before my leg moves, and it's the back leg that moves. See, from here, see, there, bam, I've hit him already. Okay, so again, one. I'm leaning forward as much as I can. I've actually got it, and I'm just catching. That step just catches your weight. Do I go from here? I mean, this is the kick, so I'm kind of like 2 extended legs away. That's too far. In sparring, I do it just for fun. And in sparring, you know, we hit each other. In fencing, they do it, okay? They call it the flesh, which is, I think, means arrow. But if you're sparring real swords, too risky. So I would just go out of, again, this is our range. Remember, like just extend your hand. Like last video, that's the range. My tip touching him, his tip touching me. Oh, by the way, the tapes, it's not a fashion statement. It's just that hopefully it will contrast to the background, okay? So from there, see, I can't reach, you see. Can't reach, you see, but hopefully if I go here, then I lean forward as much as I can, then I catch my step, you'll get it. Does that work? Yes, it does. Especially like, you know, because they'll relax here. And what I usually do, I just relax, and he relaxes. As soon as he relaxes, boom, I'm in. Okay. That's all deception. So the thrust goes here. Thrust goes here. Nice thing is, if you thrust this way and kind of slips off, it now turns into what we call a push cut. Whereas if I thrust there and I miss, it's just a miss. Whereas here, if he weaves like that, then it turns into a push cut. Okay, which is a variation of the bug suck. Okay, or a variation of a thrust. Okay, we'll do it with this lesson. So there's the thrust, there's the thrust, there's the thrust, there's the push cut, there's the push cut, there's the push cut, there's the push cut, there's the push cut. And if he's like that, you can push cut here and thrust at the same time. See that? It's just a brilliant tool. It's just a brilliant tool. Now you don't have to go for these things. If he goes on guard, see, from there, see, I can many times in sparring we do that. You don't have to do it lightning fast. You can just go like that at that speed, see, like that speed, or there here, see. You can go this. You can notice the reach, and there's power there, see. Now what he'll do is pull it back, see, that's what he's going to do. That's what he's going to do. So what you do is this. Okay. Again, it's all setups. That's what I like about it. Again, use it sparingly. What I usually do is cut there, see, cut there, see, and then thrust. Or cut here, see, and thrust, see, see, avoid that, so I thrust here. Okay, okay. There, oh, thrust there, or thrust here, and see how he's pulled back, I redirect and I step forward. That's the secondary. Okay, so the first one is just the arms and the hand, notice the angle, okay. The second one is you're doing this, you're slicing, see how he's pulling back. And a lot of them, a lot of people just do hand sparring, there's nothing wrong with that, but you got to put it in context. When you're just purely hand sparring, what you're doing is you're just doing this. Because they're not going for the head and body, you feel safe, so you're just pulling the hand back. But if you do that, okay, do that here, well, you've just opened yourself up. Okay, you just opened yourself up. Okay, so what you do, you strike, and notice when I strike, I don't go strike down here, which we covered in the first video. I go here, I pull it back. It's like there's a table there. See, I pull back, pull back. But what you can do now, especially if they're pulling back, their hand, that's it, see, that's it. As you strike, I stop there, keeping the arm the same extension, not moving anything. I lean in and step forward, bam. That is such a great change in timing and bridging the distance. Now, if I go like this, and I come back, then I thought he's going to defend that. So I've lost that advantage. Whereas if I go here, bam, then I lean forward, step through, I've got the shot. Okay, we do that a lot. All right, so here, stop, or here, and you notice I don't go here, step through, no. Here, lean in, then step. There's a lot of power there. You don't need to do that. You can just extend there, okay? All right, so to see the angle here, okay? So from there, you're doing this, you're doing this. Notice I'm at the center line. I do here, then boom. All right, and if you see the sparring clips that we post, you'll see that technique all the time. All right, there. Just easy. Okay, that was wrong. Why was that wrong? Because I did that and I just stepped through. I was being lazy. What you're supposed to do is here, lean in, then step through. Okay, so from the front, it's here, see? Notice I'm pulling it back. Notice I'm pulling it back. Notice I'm pulling back. Oh, okay. Here. Oh. I'll just lower it a bit so you can see the lean and the leg. Now that step doesn't have to be a big step, because again, you're gauging the distance. That step is to just catch your balance And it's okay when you catch your balance to take little steps. There's nothing wrong with that. I find that a lot of people are so stuck in this type of footwork. If you look at me spar, I actually don't do any of that. I just kind of carry. If I want to go there, I walk. If I want to go there, I walk this way. If I want to go there, I'm going to walk this way. If I want to go there, I walk this way. Okay? It's just so much easier to judge the distance and the timing. Distance and timing is everything. Whereas I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm kind of out a centimeter, an inch or two, which makes a whole lot of difference. So try to relax in your footwork. All right, so back to here. So from there, there, there. See, if you can hit him on your lean, fantastic, fantastic. If you can hit him there, that's great. Because a lot of times he'll do this, and then he'll do that. See, now if he does that, then you can go up there. So that's the, what I call the, you know, the fly fishing thrust, or the downward thrust. The next one, which is what Grandmaster Illustration use a lot more, is from here, is this one. That really hurts, especially when I walk into it. It goes up, it's almost like an uppercut. Nice thing is, from here it'll slide and guide it through. Okay. Now, if you buy my video, the Essential Color Illustrissimo, what we've just practiced is core technique number 2. Whereas last lesson we did the bug sap and the vertical side. That's core technique number 1. Core technique number 2 is this. Now, I'm going to cover this thrust as well. That comes under the core technique number 6. Okay, but that's okay, we're just doing thrust. So you've got this thrusting there, you've got this thrusting there, now you've got this. Because what you can do is thrust, go here, then come up like that. That's a good one. Because what happens is, he's on guard, he does this, he leans back, now he's going to counter-attack, boom, and then you got him. Okay, deadly stuff. So what that does is, it's not, see how my arm's bent, this is incorrect. It's not like that, it's arm straight. This is basically 90 degrees, and from there it just goes up. Goes up. You can go up here, or you can go here. But notice it's this. Grandmaster Thrust likes that. If you go here, he'll go, that's where he, just slowly, that's where he'll hit you. Then he'll cut you there, then he'll go back up here. Or come through here, there, and up there. Yeah, I've been hit by that. Okay, so from there, there. Now, do I just use from there, straight there? Not necessarily, because it's so easy for him just to come down on my hands, okay? What I usually do is from here into the hand. Because what he will instinctively do is chop down on my hand, and he'll basically impale himself on the tip. All this is great for machete. All this is great for knife. Okay, so from here, there, from here, there. See, from here, there, from here, there. Okay, from here, there, from here, there, there. Now, if you use both, like you thrust here, then you come back up there. It's a great thing. So thrusting here, then come back up there, or thrusting there, then coming back up there. Okay. Or sometimes he'll hit the hand, I'll go here, I'll miss, because he'll hit, then he'll pull back. So hitting, he'll pull back, then I'll come up there. Okay, so what I usually do when I spar, I've got 1 or 2 techniques I already want to do in setting him up. Many times I'll say, okay, I'm going to try to hit him proper, but when I miss, I'll either come back to do this, depending how fast it is, because some masters are really fast on the counterattack. So as he'll sway back, and he'll come back for a headshot, then that has to be ready. We'll probably do blocks and defenses in the next video. But sometimes when he moves back, bam, then I can do that. If he hesitates a bit, that's going to be my response. So really, my bread and butter combination is I either strike out, then he comes back, I root block, or he just sways back, he falters, then I come back with a thrust. So he nearly walked into that. Those combinations are absolutely brilliant, okay? So that's your basic offensive shots with the thrusting. Now with the thrusting, you can do it vertical, which I suggest, but you can also do it horizontal. See, from there you can do it horizontal. So I can thrust this way. Again, with that kink there, okay, especially there. Because what's nice is, if you're here, I always keep my hands back, but sometimes when I want to set them up, I'll leave it, I don't do that, sometimes I do, and it's funny when they fall for it. If they go for my hand, see, that little, just go slowly. See, I think they call it the disappearing hand. Okay, so if you go here, okay, just go for my hand. That's going to be his shot, okay? From there, I just turn it. So what it is I'm here. The point doesn't move. See, it's as if the point is fixed, and I just move it that way. See? There. So from there, he's hitting my hand, boom. See? Now rarely I'll go, say for example, if he's right-handed and I'm left-handed, he goes, I can do that. I don't like that as much because it's a lot weaker, and I find that there is a higher percentage that my hand will get hit. Okay, in a sword fight, that's no good. But there's your option. So you notice here there's no opening, but here now he says, oh yeah, there's an opening there. Bam. Okay. If it's here, see, so you create an opening. That's setting him up. Okay. So just go here again. So that's your thrusting. That's your thrusting. That's your thrusting. You can thrust here. You can thrust here. You can thrust here. Okay. Just go on guard. Another one is you can thrust there. So you can thrust there, but see how you can thrust this way. It's kind of almost bordering on a strike / cut or a thrust. But it doesn't matter, because if you miss time, you've got the cut. But if you got it perfectly, see how it's really pushing him back. See, padding doesn't matter when you're thrusting. That's why we like using it. Okay. Especially if you do the face, it really snaps back their heads. Right? Notice how my thrusting, I'm not exerting myself. See, it's just here, just here, just here, just here. Now, just on a side note, if you've got a ballpoint pen, okay, yes, you can hold it like this, but there's a lot of pens that are really thin, that's hard to hold. If you want to hold it this way, what I usually do is put in the finger there. That's how I hold a really thin pen. Notice how the back of the pen is reinforced by the meat of my thumb. There. Is there yeah, there's a slight chance it will bend back and sprain, but if you do it right, it's good, and you actually get a really solid thrust with that. But what I prefer is to hold it like this, just like that. Okay. Now from there, so you've got the nice thrusting. See the thrusting there, thrusting there, thrusting there. And you can do the same with your keys. Don't hold your keys there, hold it there. So it's just it's just a piece of metal sticking out, and you can hit it this way. A lot more effective. Okay, so just go on guard. From there, take out, see, there, okay, there. Notice when I'm missing, I'm not going like this. See, I'm pulling back. Now, from a defensive point of view, okay, if he's going to go for my hand, good. Go for my hand. Just slow it down here. Okay, that's his technique. I do that. Now you've got to get your distance right. Okay, if I go here and go here, okay, and I miss, he's going to hit me. What I need to do is be just away from it. So I sway back, I'm away from it. Well, as I sway back, see, touch my hand, good, touch my hand. See, that's what you want. Notice when I sway back that I actually lift up my toe. It helps on the sway back. I don't need to go this, I just need to sway back. I just need to sway elastical, rubber band motion, okay? You just got to watch out when you're doing that if he goes for the leg shot. okay, we goes for a leg shot across, or the other side, correct? So when I'm swaying, good, when I'm swaying and he goes for a leg shot, I then just bring it back in, okay? I just bring it back in. Or I swing it back, which Grandmaster Ilshima calls a beaten pa'a, or hanging foot, okay? So from there I just go here, all right, or I go there. All right, so anyway, he's going for the hand, right distance, boom, see, boom. And what I do, I just drop, I don't extend. Extending's bad, if I extend, I'm gonna miss and he's gonna get it. I'm just putting the point in his way. I'm letting him impale himself on my point. This is really good, again, with knives as well. Better with knives, because with knives, it's shorter. You get a more accurate point work. Whereas here, getting long, it needs a bit more precision. But the thing is, come through, follow through. See, even if I say miss, because of the distance, I should be safe because I lean back. Okay, good. Now another thing is, say for example, he goes for the head. Okay, I can just go like that. So it's called the stop hit. A lot more dangerous. But if you get it right, it's brilliant because he's moving in for a strike, and you're moving in. It hits really hard. In fencing, it's called the stop hit. But if you mistime it, what you're going to do is you're going to have a double kill, which is no good. If that's a blade, this is a blade. Or even worse, you do it, I miss, and he gets the kill shot. What it is as he goes for the strike, boom. Now, against most of my guys, it's hard to do because they don't telegraph. I mean, they'll just go straight in, This is when they do this, all right? This is when they're going for the big one. So when they draw their hands backward, this is what you want. Because they're leaning in, bam. They're leaning in, that's what you want. Yeah, that's what you want. Or I'll do this, and then they'll go for the shot of my hand. I'll go here, they'll do that. Okay, these are the deceptions. From here, they'll do that. I know he's going to, I want him to do that. So what I do, I go here, forward, and then I'll come through. So we'll do it, slow that down. Here, boom, boom. Right, just go there, man. Okay, notice the distance is crucial. We're a bit close there because there, but now the distance is right. See? What I usually do is from here, I lean back there. So I lean back, stop, and there. So slowly, I lean here, stop, there, then continue. Because usually this is what he thinks I'm going to do. As I do that, he's going to hit my hand. That's what they do. You see that all the time in your spine. Okay, there. Okay, so here, stop, boom. Broken rhythm. Then stop, boom. Or what I can do is, doing the same thing, I go, boom. Notice that instead of leaning, what we do a lot is step in. Now, when I step in, nothing extends. From there, I step in. But what that does is, see, that's me striking. That's me striking. It gives the illusion that you're just about to strike. But you actually haven't moved forward at all. See, from here, okay, so you do that. See, nothing's extended. The problem is when you extend, he's going to hit it. But here, when you go here, see, so I hit my hand, there it is. Okay, slowly, here, fake, he comes through, and I just step forward. Okay, so from there, feet together, step forward. So the back leg comes up, feet together, that's your fake. Then the back leg, same leg, then notice that I go here, my hand goes first, then I step. It's not 1, 2, 3, no, the leg doesn't lead. It's not 1, 2, it's 1, 2. Now, in reality, that will look like one motion, but I just wanted to break that up so that you can see the breakdown of the procedure, of the sequence. Okay. So from here, he goes with a hand, boom, this, and see, I don't even have to, see, I don't even have to labor much, all right? Or when he goes for the strike, boom, or he pulls back for a strike, that's what I want. Pulls back for a strike, yeah, that's what I want, okay? So again, what's moving is the back leg. I don't go, I find people who thrust like that, they fall short. Okay, they always fall short. But it's better to do this. Because he's going to move back. Because he's just move back a bit. So if I do that, he's going to move back, I can follow him. Okay? Rather than if I do this, I'll move this way back. So I'll be short. Okay. Now then, there's nothing wrong with that lunge, but you have to know how to recover. So for example, from here, as I lunge, again, hand moves first, lunge and sway back. See? Boom. What I do is, that's my correction. Look at the back foot. So from there, I lunge, oh, I'm short, back foot, bam. So from here, lunge, boom. Okay. From here, there, okay, off balance, there, just maybe, I don't know, less than a foot, 6 inches even, lunge, here, then I lunge again. What I usually do, I go here, as I bring this foot up, I bring my hand back, then I redouble, okay? So from there, I go here, here. Because what happens is when I lunge, bam, he's going to go for my hand. I retract it, then I go. Go over there. Okay. Just a bit more further back, thank you. So I lunge, just stay there. Lunge, redouble. They call this a redouble. Okay. Lunge. At the same time, I bring this forward a few inches. I retract this. 1, 2. Okay. Okay, that's what it is. A lot of work, a lot of practice, but it worked for me in fencing. I find that it's easier to get bam and just the rear leg. However, do I discount the first one? No, because it's a different timing. Look at the timing with here, 1, 2, to the timing here, 1, 2. Again, the reason we have random gaps in my logo is for broken rhythm, broken timing. Okay? So, thrusting, stepping forward, or stepping and thrusting. It could even bait him. Stepping, yep, and then going forward. All right? Or go for the block. Here, he goes for the block. Okay, I know that. 1, 2. Now that opens up a different kind of opportunities. All right, so this next one with thrusting, pure fencing, but it always works. What's happening now is, just move here, okay? Just go and go. Just, we're just thrusting like this, right? Okay, we're just thrusting. What's gonna happen is, I want him to carry my thrust, which he will. If I do it slow enough, he will do that. He will do that. He will do that. Because what I want now is, as I come through, as he parries slowly, I dip it there, and I continue. So these are the U, okay? In fencing, very common in fencing. So again, just very slow, I'll tell you when to go. Here. Now when he parries, see, I go, and I continue. There's not, stop, you, stop, go. No, it's not that, it's one continuous motion. It's one continuous motion. All right, so from there, here, as he parries. And the nice thing is that footwork I was telling you about, See, it's one continuous. It's not stop, start, it's not jerking. Now, a big mistake you'll make is if you're too close. It is way too close. See, I mean, I can touch him there. It should be out here, okay? But if I'm too close or I go here, then he parries. See how I'm getting stuck because I'm too close. What I'll have to do is I'll have to go like that, which defeats the purpose. From here, extend, okay, there, parry, there, okay, there, parry, good, thrusting, parry, there. Now another way I do this is this, from here, from the distance, I try to hit the hand, or I try to hit there. Now if he blocks, see that's what you want, see, hit hard. Notice that when I'm hitting, I'm telegraphing, I'm doing this, so he knows where it's coming from. I want him to know where it's coming from. I want him to block, and I want him to know that if he doesn't do anything, it's gonna hurt him. Okay, so from there, that's what I want. See, that's what I want. I know he's gonna block it. But when he does it, then I do this. Okay, for a little time. Okay, so breakdown of that. Here, I'm telegraphing. I'm coming in really wide, see, really wide. What you have to watch out for is a stop hit. Okay, that's why I say proper distance, because if I'm too close and I do that, he's going to do that, all right? Okay. So as I come in, and he's going to meet to block it. Okay, freeze there. Forward it is here, and I'll walk into the thrust. Okay, so one more time. Here, he needs to be a threat. Good. And he needs to know that it's a threat. If I just do that, that's nothing. I need to go for his hands. I need to go for his hands. So he's going to block that. That's it. So he's going to block that. So he's going to block it. There, it's there. So slowly. Yeah. Now, if I can hit his hand, hit his hand. Okay, but I like the glory shot. All right, the other way is when from there, just stand over here. When I do a backhand, just trying to get the angle right just there. Okay, yeah. Just backhand. So block that. See, notice I'm even Paris here. See, even Paris is. Even Paris. See, there it is. Okay, so slowly. Here, coming through. As it goes, dip it in there. Boom. Okay, but you gotta make it threatening. Gotta make it threatening. There it is. So slowly again. As an exercise, what you want to do is see how it's just really, you don't want to do like that. What I usually do is tape a 20-cent coin on the wall, okay? Then with an arm extended, see how you do just that, but smaller, 20-cent coin, okay? Here, see? Here, see? You get control, or here. See, old habits. See how I did that? No, old habits. This way. All right, so that's your movements. So he goes here. Oh, ducking it. So he goes here. The only other way is down here. Okay, yeah. Okay, roof block. Notice how he's doing his roof block is like this. We do it differently. Normally they'll do a roof block like that. We do it like this for this reason. So he's roof blocking, bam. He's roof blocking, boom. Roof blocking. So what happens there is this. Roof blocking, then I go underneath. So the first few is this way. This one is either this way or this way. Depends on which hand he's going. If he's left-handed, if I go here, I curve towards his hands. I don't curve towards this, because chances are when he blocks, he's going to be blocking closer to his hands. It's stupid to block here because there's no strength. And you just don't know whether he'll have a really long, say for example, okay, got my long, so if it's long there and he blocks here, so I've got such a long way to go on the point end because I don't know what length his blade is, but it will always be the same on this end. All right, so wherever his hands is, that's where you go towards. Okay, wherever his hand is, that's where you go towards. Now, if he's right-handed, okay, and he goes for the parry there, I will go this way. I will go this way. I will go this way. Normally what I actually do is from here, I just change it there. Now if he does the traditional like that, I just go back to your dominant hand. If he does the traditional right up there, that's Christmas for me. Because not only do I have this, I've got this, I've got this, I've got this, and because it's so high, I'll just go here. Or if he goes high, the nice thing is, I'll go underneath. So you notice how I'm striking. As I strike, I pull it back and I go underneath. Or even better, I go here and I go down there. All right, it's all deception. It's all deception. Okay, okay, good. Now the thing with thrusting is if I thrust, I'm open. It could be he'll step back like this and then go down. See? Well, yeah, he'll do that. Especially if he times it right. I'm here, boom. See? Here. That's probably the most open. So I'm always ready to do this. Every time I'm thrusting, I'm ready to do this. As I'm thrusting, I'm pulling it back into the roof block. I don't worry about any other blocks because the roof block will cover a lot of angles. That'll be next lesson. Okay? But every time I thrust, I'm ready to do this, then I can counter. Or I go here, I can come in now and do this. Okay? Or here, boom, here, and jump, whatever. Okay? So those are food for thought. Food for thought. Again, striking as he blocks, dipping it in, striking as he blocks, dipping it, striking as he blocks, dipping it. So, striking here, dipping there. Striking here, doing the U there. Striking here, I'm doing a C this way or a C that way. Okay? Look, if you've got any questions, rfloro@loadednet.com.au. I'm on Facebook as Raymond Floro. It's me and a picture of my dog, black and white. Send me a message. Kevin's been here, very loyal, professional meat dummy. Till next lesson, I'll see you.